Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Tonight I'm going to be looking at the Webers, the DCOEs. Now, having issues getting the carbs balanced, I can get them pretty close, but I can't get the airflow balanced across each barrel. So, having issues with balancing, and essentially this barrel here is drawing more vacuum, or sorry, more air than barrel number 2. So when I'm balancing it, the pulsing via listening through a tube from this barrel is a lot louder than this one. But when I increase the revs, that one catches up. So, which means at idle, there's a slight difference in position of the throttle plates. Barrel number 1, this is the throttle spindle in its resting position. It's over halfway. Second barrel, it's about a third of the way. That's the second barrel. If I just sort of push that lever, whoop, there, it's about a third here. You know, there's definitely differences in position there, quite a substantial amount. So that, in my mind, confirms a twisted throttle spindle. 5 minutes in, taking off the throttles on the side, the levers and stuff, the plate here. Now, I was quite concerned about getting off these screws, but they were actually quite loose. So they were almost about, well, they were just tight enough. I'd say they were snugged up, but flipping heck, that was way easier than I thought. So the next step is I'm going to scratch on a mark here, right hand side, just here. So the next plan is take out these screws. I've got the new ones ready over here. So take these out, keep them in the box. Then knock out this pin, and then try and get the spindle out. Managed to get the caps off the side there. Now, looking at initially, there's the bearings. These look like original bearings because they don't have the seal, and they do feel rather notchy. So when I say notchy, kind of jerky. So yeah, you know, uncovered bearings, seen better days. You can clean these out with carb cleaner and re-grease them, but you know, they cost like £1 each if you know where to get them from, and I do. Don't pay more than like £1.50 for these bearings because they are generic bearings. You just need to know the measurements, and I'll write those down at the end of this video. But yeah, that feels quite, it doesn't feel like there's bearings in there, it feels quite notchy, so that's not going to help. Also knocked out the roll pin, quite easy enough. I actually ended up using a nail that I had lying around, chopped the end off and just hammered it through, and this measures exactly 2 mils. So yeah, blunt end through the hole there, and the pin came out quite easily actually. So far this has been a very easy job, but next mission is to press out this shaft and the bearings. Wish me luck. Bearings are out. So clean those up with some WD-40 and some steel wool, just dried it up. But yeah, that was excellent. That was, about an hour's work. Needed quite a bit of heat around here with the old, this thing has been amazing. It's paid itself off numerous times. It didn't cost much, but the old heat gun comes in handy for lots of things, I found. So yeah, lots of heat around the sides. What I did was I placed the carb on its side like that, put some wood underneath it and just tapped on the top, and it pushed out this bearing, which sort of came out like this, and it left the other bearing obviously in here. That was a bit of a pig to get out. So what I ended up doing, I had some leftover copper nickel brake pipe. Yeah, essentially fed it through all the holes and just tapped it, and then this bearing here just popped out. So awesome. So that's a really good result. I'm very happy with that. It went really well. Now's the fun part, installing the new spindle. So this is a new one. See, it's got countersunk screws one side, and that's where the back of the screw sits. The one I had previously ordered did not. It was obviously designed for a different screw, which wasn't clear on the eBay listing, so hopefully I'll get a refund on that part. But perhaps I didn't do my due diligence and look at the original brass spindle, which indeed had countersunk screws. Quite easy to see that. And this spindle is actually not too bad. There's a very slight twist in it, which sort of has got me to this stage of ordering a new steel one, because the brass ones tend to twist. And also I couldn't get a decent balance on the vacuum coming through, because one of the plates was slightly out of line with the other one, so you're always going to get a bit of a discrepancy in vacuum. But anyway, let's do it. Putting in the old 32 chucks. Boom. And this video tonight is sponsored by Tribute Pale Ale. Very nice. My favourite beer. Oh yeah. So they're in. Next, the auxiliary venturis. These are new ones. Well, one of them's new, the old one's not new. The reason I got a new one is because when I investigated these carbs a while back, one of them was a 4.0 and the other three were 4.5. So it kind of made sense to get the right ones. So these just line up. They're always a bit tricky to get in. Some of them click, others don't. Oh dear. Dodgy. So far so good. That's enough just to give it, just to give it something so it's not completely dry. And yeah, now I can put the floats back on. I've checked the heights. Heights are all good. So yeah, one last check. We're all looking fine. So there we go. Oh, let's forget this baffle plate, and I don't really know what it does. You read every single manual I've read, it says nothing about it. The tricky bit is sliding it onto the balance bar here. Oh, that screw's loose, man. Okay, okay, so it should just slide through. There you go. It's fine. Yep, all good. Right, all done. Carburetor is back on the car. The car is running sweet. Managed to balance it perfectly with my synchrometer that I bought a while ago. Got a beautiful textbook reading of 5 kilograms per litre for each barrel, which was a huge improvement on the last reading that I took. I think it was about 7 and 3. So unacceptable really. Caused a whole lot of problems with spark plugs fouling on one side and being lean on the other, and just a pain in the ass to tune really. As I suspected, the throttle, the old brass spindle that I removed, had a slight twist in it, which meant that the slots of the butterflies were slightly out of alignment, causing the uneven readings and fuel air mixture ratios. So yeah, if you've got any questions regarding the installation or any intricacies of the Italian Weber DCOE, just drop me a comment down below. I would say that the second carburetor I'm going to leave well alone because it's reading fine, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it, because this job is a little bit fiddly. You got to be quite gentle with the carburetors, and it's a learning process, and you just got to take your time really. That concludes the video. Thanks for watching. Coming up soon, I'll be sharing another video of another upgrade that I've just carried out, and that was the steering rack. Thanks for watching. Take care. See you next time.